acceptance type of fraction question. So you should understand what is given in the question. Thereafter, you should construct a small table, small diagram, pictorial diagram, rather than using these data in statements. If you draw a small diagram with the relevant fractions, that will give you more idea about the question. That's what I'm going to do. Mr. Austin, who works in an office in the city, spends 2.5 of his salary on food and sends 2/3 of remaining amount to his wife. This is the given statement. Austin is works in an office at city. So from his salary, the parameter which he is going to consider, it is salary. His salary was split into some portions for food and remaining to his wife. That's what we are going to find. The salary, we don't know how much the total salary he got, but from that salary, 2/5 portion of his salary was spent on food. So 2/5 spent on food. Thereafter, this is called as tree diagram. This is an easy pictorial diagram method to do the fraction type of question. Thereafter, he spent this much amount on food. Then read this carefully. His salary on food and send 2/3 of the remaining amount to his wife. Not from the salary. From the remaining, he will, after spending for food, he will have some remaining amount. No, in that remaining amount, he will send 2/3 portions to his wife. So before that, you should find what is the amount remains after spending on food. That is an important one. So after spending with food, the remaining amount, I will find that here. The remaining would be, look at the denominator. If his total salary is 5 portions, he spent 2 portions on food. So remaining would be 5/3. It's really easy to find the fractions. From the total 5 he spent, denominator is indicating total, numerator indicating the relevant value. So on food, from 5 he spent only 2 portions. So remaining would be from 5, remaining, that is 3 portions. Thereafter, I'll read it again. Austin, who works in an office in the city, spends 2/5 of his salary on food and sends 2/3 of remaining amount of. Here we have of. That also a key one, of the remaining amount to his wife. Now we found the remaining amount. From this remaining amount, he will send 2/3 amount to his wife. That is, this is important. This is what you should understand. From the remaining, we cannot find the amount from salary directly. You should find the remaining first. Thereafter, from the remaining, he will send 2/3 portion to his wife. After sending to his wife also, he will have some amount as leftover. Okay, this one I will consider this amount as leftover. When you look at the question, it looks complex. But when you started to do more than one question, it looks very easy. So that's why I'm explaining everything in detail. From remaining, this is the amount he sent to his wife. So now also look at the denominator. Don't bother with other fractions. Now only consider this one. From 3 portions, he sent 2 portions to his wife. 2 portions to his wife. So leftover would be from these 3. The denominator does not change. From 3, 2 portions sent to wife. So remaining, from these 3, remaining would be only 1 portion. This is the way you should construct the proper tree diagram according to the given data. This is important. If you would be able to construct the tree diagram properly, you can do the questions really easily. This is what you should understand. Now let's come to the question. Before starting to do the question, you should keep this diagram with you. What fraction of his salary remains after he has spent for his food? Okay, first question. What is the remaining fraction? That's what they've asked. What is the fraction of his salary remains after he has spent for his food? Okay, from the total salary, directly he spent 5/2 portions to his food. I told you that by looking at the denominator, we can get the full fraction. We don't know what is the amount of salary he is obtaining, but we know in fraction that is full fraction. Full fraction. According to the denominator, the full fraction would be 5 over 5. So you can consider this one as his salary in fraction. 5 over 5, that would be the total fraction for the relevant denominator. From that, I will subtract 5 over 2. That's the amount he spent on food. No. After that, the remaining would be 5 over 3. It is easy. You've studied how to subtract fraction. That's what you should apply here as well. From the total fraction or full fraction that was considered as his total salary, from that I'll subtract the amount he spends on food. Thereafter, remaining was this. Then next one, second part question. What fraction of his salary does he send to his wife? Okay, this is an important one. To his wife, look at the diagram. To his wife, he spent, according to the diagram, we can find it as 2 upon 3, but not exactly 2 upon 3. From his salary, first you should find what is the remaining. From the salary, he is not spending a particular portion to wife directly. After spending food, he will have some remaining. From the remaining only, he will send 2 upon 3 portion to his wife. So remaining was 3 upon 5 of. From that, we have an off function here. I told you this is an important one. Sends 2 upon 3 of remaining. So 2 upon, I'll use like that. So that will give you more idea about it. So 2 upon 3 for his wife. We have find fraction. 2 upon 3 of remaining. Now we found the remaining fraction already. No, remaining fraction was 3 upon 5. That's what you should substitute here. Of means multiplication. We can simplify this. 2 over 3 of means multiplication 3 over 5. We can simplify to get the answer as 2 upon 5. From the total salary, he is sending 2 upon 5 of his salary to his wife, not 2 upon 3. That's important because from the salary he is not sending his wife directly. That's what you should understand. That's why I am repeating this again and again. So from salary you should find remaining. From remaining there is another branch. Think this one as a tree. So from the remaining branch, that is divided again by 2 portions. So you should find for wife from the salary, come along this way. First remaining, then of wife, this one. 2 upon 3 of this one. It would be the total fraction belongs to wife. Likewise, let's find the third one as well. What fraction of his salary left over after these expenses are met? Okay, now you should find the leftover fraction from his total salary. Here also you cannot write it as 1 upon 3 directly. The same thing which I told you previously applying here as well. From the salary he will come to remaining. From the remaining only he will keep leftover amount as this one. So leftover amount, it would be 1 upon 3 of 3 over 5. You cannot tell this one only. This is not the real one. There is a division, so you should consider that one. From the remaining, he will keep 1 upon 3 as a leftover amount. So 1 upon 3 of the remaining amount. That's what I denoted here. So we can simplify this 3 and 3. That will give you 1 over 5. From the total salary, the leftover amount in fraction, it would be 1 over 5. The alternate method was, now we found from total salary he spent this much for food, this much for wife. So both together 5 over 4. He spent 5 over 4 on food and his wife. So from total you can subtract 5 over 5, you can subtract 5 over 4 to get 1 upon 5. But that is little complex one. When you have only 2 divisions, you can use like that. You have 3 divisions or 4 divisions in the branches. We will have some questions like that hereafter. So in those cases, that is not the possible one. So if you understand this off method, that is the most convenient and appropriate one to do this. From salary, he is coming to remaining. From the remaining, he will keep 1 upon 3 as a leftover. So you should multiply both of these fractions to get leftover amount as a total fraction.